Nowadays, buying a single-family home is completely unrealistic for the majority of people. Like, are you telling me that people are just going to be able to pay the tremendous upfront amount of money to buy a property and to then be stuck with it for the rest of their lives, all while mostly paying not even for the home, but for the interest on their loan, as well as property taxes, and let me not even get started on maintenance. But you know what is not unrealistic to be bought, at least for a certain group of people, or let's say companies? Your future. In 2025, your American dream is being bought, packaged, traded, and owned by a company most Americans have never even heard of, Blackstone. A name that sounds like something from a medieval castle. But this isn't fantasy. This is the new reality of American housing. And while you were working, saving, dreaming of that perfect home, Blackstone was buying entire neighborhoods, entire cities, entire futures. They're not just buying houses, they're buying America itself. And nobody's talking about it. And now let me help you with a few tips so you don't embarrass yourself in some future conversations with people and just some common misconceptions. Blackstone is the main company buying up American real estate and not... Don't confuse the two, or at a dinner table, if you're sitting with someone who knows a thing or two, you might make a fool of yourself. But I'm here to help you. So sit back and get ready to understand how and when BlackRock bought up half of America and how no one even noticed, and how this will affect your life if you don't pay attention. I find it hilarious how no one really covers this topic, and most people would rather talk about the increase of the price of eggs or bread when one of the biggest expenses of your lifetime is at serious risk. Welcome to House Crisis, and I am here to save your with some straight information. Let's get into it. Number 10, the Phoenix phenomenon. Phoenix, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun, where retirees once flocked for golden years and young families sought affordable starts. But in 2025, something else is happening in these desert suburbs. Drive through Maryvale, cruise down Owatuki. What do you see? Rows of identical houses, pristine lawns, American flags waving. Looks normal, right? Wrong. Behind those doors, there's no family dinner table, no kids' height marks on the doorframe, no mortgage being slowly paid off by proud homeowners. These houses have corporate landlords now, and the biggest one? Blackstone's Invitation Homes, 32,000 single-family homes, just in Phoenix Metro. That's not a neighborhood, that's an empire. The numbers are staggering. Since 2012, Blackstone has spent over $150 billion on real estate. Not millions, billions. While the average American family struggles to save a $20,000 down payment, Blackstone drops that amount every 12 seconds. Every 12 seconds. In Phoenix alone, home prices have exploded 140% since Blackstone started buying. Coincidence? The median home now costs $450,000. For a family making $75,000 a year, that's not just expensive, it's impossible. Jennifer Martinez saved for 15 years. 15 years of double shifts, skipped vacations, coupon cutting. She finally had her down payment. But every house she bid on, gone. Cash offer, above asking, no inspection. Corporate buyer. Number 9, the Southeast Stranglehold. Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville, Raleigh, the New South, where tech workers flee California prices and families seek better lives. These metros were supposed to be different, affordable, accessible, American. But drive through suburban Atlanta today. Peachtree Corners, Alpharetta, Duluth. Notice anything strange? Every third house has the same property management sign, the same rental application process, the same corporate owner. Blackstone didn't just buy houses here. They bought entire subdivisions, at foreclosure auctions, in bulk purchases, like buying cereal at Costco. Except it's the American dream they're stockpiling. 28,000 units across the Southeast. That's not investment, that's colonization. The data is terrifying. In zip codes where Blackstone owns more than 3% of homes, rents have increased 47% faster than surrounding areas. Faster, not just increasing, accelerating beyond what local incomes can support. Tampa Bay, they own 6% of all rental homes. 6%, one company, controlling what families pay for shelter. In Charlotte, teachers can't afford to live in the districts where they teach. Nurses commute 2 hours because everything closer is corporate owned, corporate priced. The very people who build communities can't afford to live in them. Mike Thompson, a firefighter, puts it simply, I save homes I'll never afford. Number 8, the warehouse wars. But homes are just the beginning. While you weren't looking, Blackstone became the largest owner of warehouses in America. 1.2 billion square feet, Let that sink in. Billion. With a B, every Amazon package, every Walmart delivery, every online order, there's a good chance it passed through a Blackstone warehouse. They don't just own homes, they own the supply chain. During the pandemic, when e-commerce exploded, Blackstone's warehouse empire printed money. $31 billion in warehouse acquisitions in just 3 years.
Did you hear that? They printed money. Who prints money? The government. Corporation, all in one. Blackstone, BlackRock. They're all the same. They told you you would be happy and own nothing. Are you telling me this ain't their plan? You got to wake up to this. Yeah.
House empire printed money. $31 billion in warehouse acquisitions in just 3 years. While small businesses shuttered, Blackstone was buying their distribution centers, the Inland Empire, California, once orchards and open space, now the warehouse capital of America. And Blackstone owns a kingdom there, 300 warehouses, controlling the flow of goods to 40 million Californians. But here's the sinister part. These warehouses don't just store products, they reshape communities. Property taxes skyrocket, air quality plummets, traffic clogs, and the jobs, mostly minimum wage, no benefits, no future. Blackstone profits whether you're coming or going. They own where you live, they own where your stuff is stored. They're the middleman in your entire life. Number 7, the apartment apocalypse. Think apartments are safe from corporate control? Think again. Blackstone owns 300,000 apartment units. 300,000. That's entire cities worth of renters paying into one corporate machine, Los Angeles. They own massive complexes in Koreatown, Hollywood, downtown, working families, young professionals, elderly on fixed incomes, all writing checks to the same Wall Street giant. The playbook is always the same. Buy the building. Renovate with cheap cosmetic upgrades. Jack the rent 30 to 50%. Push out long-term tenants. Rinse. Repeat. In New York, Blackstone-owned Stuytown was once affordable housing for the middle class. Teachers, firefighters, nurses. Now, studios start at $3,800. The median NYC salary, $67,000. Do the math. You can't. Maria Rodriguez lived in her Blackstone-owned LA apartment for 12 years, raised 2 kids there, built a community. Then came the notice. Rent increase $800 per month. No negotiation, no mercy. Move or pay. She moved to her car. This isn't just gentrification, it's algorithmic displacement. Blackstone uses artificial intelligence to determine the maximum rent each building can bear. Not what's fair, not what's sustainable. Maximum extraction. Number 6, the hotel hijacking. Your vacation, your business trip, your wedding venue. Guess who owns it? Blackstone is now one of the largest hotel owners on earth. Hilton, Motel 6 extended stay, La Quinta. Brands you know, brands you trust, all feeding the same beast. $40 billion in hotel acquisitions since 2020. $40 billion. While the hospitality industry was dying during COVID, Blackstone was shopping, buying distressed properties for pennies on the dollar. The Cosmopolitan in Vegas, the Waldorf Astoria, iconic properties that define American luxury. Now just entries in Blackstone's spreadsheet. But here's what they don't tell you. When private equity owns hotels, service suffers, staff gets cut, wages stagnate, maintenance gets deferred. That romantic getaway you save for? You're paying 5-star prices for 3-star service because shareholders matter more than your special moment. Even worse, these hotels often get tax breaks meant for small businesses. Blackstone's hotels collected millions in PPP loans during COVID. Money meant for mom and pop motels, going to a company worth $1 trillion of your tax dollars, subsidizing billionaires, who then charge you $400 a night for a room that cost $150 5 years ago. Number 5, the office offensive. Downtown Manhattan, Chicago's Loop, San Francisco's financial district, the towers that touch the sky, the offices where America works. Blackstone owns them too. $300 billion in commercial real estate, the biggest portfolio in history. When you go to work, there's a real chance you're entering a Blackstone building. But here's the twisted part. These aren't just investments, they're power plays. Owning the offices means controlling where companies locate, what they pay, how cities develop. When Amazon wanted new headquarters, Who do you think was lobbying cities for tax breaks? When Google needs space, who sets the price? When your startup needs an office, who decides if you can afford to exist? Willis Tower in Chicago, once the Sears Tower, symbol of American enterprise. Now, it's this guy's tower. Okay, but jokes aside, if you are enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. These take a long time to put together, and if you find any value, comment something you want to see next, and leave a like so more people can see the video. But as I was saying, another Blackstone trophy, they bought it for $1.3 billion. The tax breaks they negotiated, worth $270 million. That's your money, subsidizing their empire. The work-from-home revolution should have crashed office values, but Blackstone's betting against you, buying distressed offices cheap, waiting for companies to force workers back, playing both sides of your daily commute. Number 4, the mobile home monopoly. Think Blackstone only targets the middle class? Wrong. They're coming for everyone. Mobile home parks, the last affordable housing in America, where working families, seniors, veterans find shelter they can actually afford. Blackstone owns 70,000 mobile home lots. 70,000. These aren't investments. They're captive markets. Here's the cruelty. You might own your mobile home, but Blackstone owns the land beneath it. And moving a mobile home costs $10,000 or more, if it's even possible. Most can't be moved at all. So when Blackstone raises lot rent, you're trapped. Pay or abandon your home, the home you own, on land they control. In Florida, lot rents have doubled in Blackstone parks. Doubled. Seniors on Social Security seeing their $400 rent become $800. Veterans choosing between medication and shelter. This isn't economics, it's exploitation. Bob Wilson, 73, Navy veteran, lived in his mobile home for 20 years. Owned it outright, his pride and joy. Then Blackstone bought the park. Lot rent went from $350 to $900 in 3 years. His Social Security, $1,400 a month. I fought for this country, he says. Now I can't afford to live in it. Number 3, the data center dominance. The internet, the cloud, your photos, emails, entire digital life. Where does it live? Increasingly in Blackstone-owned data centers. $100 billion. That's their data center war chest. $100 billion to own the physical infrastructure of the digital age. Northern Virginia, the data center capital of the world. 70% of global internet traffic passes through there. And Blackstone, they're buying everything they can touch. But data centers aren't just buildings, they're power, literal power. One Blackstone data center uses as much electricity as 50,000 homes. The strain on the grid, massive. Your electricity bill, rising. Their profits, soaring. Worse still, these centers get massive tax incentives. Loudoun County, Virginia, gave Blackstone $100 million in tax breaks for buildings that employ maybe 50 people. Meanwhile, schools need funding, roads need repair, but Blackstone needs subsidies. Every Netflix show you stream, every Zoom call you make, every photo you upload, there's a growing chance it's making Blackstone money. They're not just landlords of homes, they're landlords of the internet itself. Number 2, the student housing scheme. Your kid's college dorm? Blackstone probably owns it. $20 billion in student housing acquisitions, $20 billion. While families mortgage their futures for education, Blackstone's collecting rent on both ends. USC, UCLA, University of Texas, Ohio State, major universities across America. Blackstone owns massive student housing complexes near all of them, charging $1,500 per month for half a bedroom. In a building that looks like a luxury resort but maintains like a slum. The business model is predatory genius. Students need housing, financial aid covers rent, parents co-sign leases, it's guaranteed money, no risk, all profit. But here's what breaks your heart. These same parents probably can't afford homes in their own neighborhoods because Blackstone bought those too, so they're paying Blackstone twice. Once for their own rent, once for their kids' dorm. Sarah Chen, single mom, works 3 jobs, saves every penny for her daughter's education. The daughter got into Berkeley, the dream, right? But campus housing, owned by Blackstone. $2,000 a month for a shared room, Sarah's entire second job just covers that rent. I wanted to give her opportunities I never had, Sarah says, but even her opportunity is owned by someone else. Number 1, the ultimate American takeover. But here's the final truth. the one that should terrify you. Blackstone isn't just buying property, they're buying political power. $50 million in lobbying over the last 5 years. $50 million. While you were writing letters to your congressman, Blackstone was writing checks. They lobby against rent control, against tenant protections, against affordable housing requirements, against the very policies that might give regular Americans a fighting chance. The CEO, Steven Schwartzman, has a personal fortune of $40 billion. $40 billion. He makes more in 1 hour than the average American makes in a year. His Manhattan penthouse, worth $100 million. He owns homes in the Hamptons, Palm Beach, Saint-Tropez. Meanwhile, the Americans paying rent to his company, 40% spend more than half their income on housing. Half. Every dollar they earn, Blackstone gets 50 cents. But here's the darkest part. Blackstone uses your own money against you. Those pension funds investing in Blackstone, that's teachers, firefighters, public employees. Their retirement savings are being used to buy houses they can't afford themselves. The 401k you're contributing to probably has Blackstone funds. You're literally funding your own displacement. And the government, they're helping. The Federal Reserve's policies keeping interest rates low for years gave Blackstone cheap money to buy America. While you struggled to qualify for one mortgage, they were getting billions at near zero rates. When COVID hit, who got bailouts? Not homeowners facing foreclosure, not renters facing eviction, but Blackstone's commercial properties got federal aid, your tax dollars, protecting their empire, while you worried about making rent. This isn't a market. It's a monopoly. This isn't capitalism. It's corporate feudalism. You're not a citizen anymore. You're a tenant in Blackstone's America. The American dream hasn't disappeared. It's been acquired, reorganized, monetized. And unless something changes, unless people wake up, unless we demand better, the next generation won't even remember what it meant to own a piece of America, because Blackstone will own it all. Have you seen this in your neighborhood? Corporate buyers outbidding families? Investors turning homes into rentals? Comment below. Share your story. Because your story matters. Your dream matters. And maybe, just maybe, if enough of us speak up, we can take back what was always supposed to be ours.
If you don't think this is going on, then you're nuts. I've seen it personally here in my town, where they ran out Army surplus, which everybody loves going there for clothes and furniture and whatever. They had everything. Everybody donated to it. Everybody loved it. They tripled their rent. And I heard this from the owners. They tripled their rent to force them out. And then they brought in Wabash flooring and furniture. Yeah. So every town's probably doing this because every town has a corporate government council. Yeah. So there you go. And if you don't wake up to this, it'll be too late. I mean, you got to stand up and look at this stuff and point to it and voice your opinions. Because these people, you know, it's just like a house. Your houses are on lots, right? Lots. What's a lot? You know, there are trailer parks where there are lots. Well, they can do them homes too. So somebody owns your land, and this is what they spoke of in this video. Somebody else owns your land, which is corporations. They're saying Blackstone. Okay, I'm thinking BlackRock, Blackstone, all the same damn evil people. You know, you can, because BlackRock owns almost everything. And they're saying Blackstone is buying up the your homes and your apartments. And, you know, if they want to say it like that, that's fine. But no. If you open your mind to it, you're going to say it's the same people. I mean, they even admit to them saying that they print money. Nobody prints money except for Federal Reserve, which is the government, corporated government, right? So, yeah, your house sits on a lot, and they can, you know, even though it's unconstitutional for them to charge you property taxes on your own property, this is the scam that they're playing. Yeah, so stand up and fight, baby.